Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. Today we're looking at Flash going up against DDasik. Obviously you know who Flash is. DDasik, you might know who he is. He's just a good Zerg player. Made one season of ASL, I want to say. Yeah, just that's it. There's nothing much else than that. Still an improving player. Not someone that I think we'll see like super regularly, but good enough to definitely take games off of everybody. So, you know, I see Flash play someone who's been in ASL. I cast Flash play someone who's been in ASL. It's kind of as simple as that. Definitely love to keep track of what he's up to. Again, for anyone who hasn't heard me screaming it from the rooftops, Flash is the best player in the world right now. He's in unreal shape. You know, changing the metagame pretty regularly. It's crazy to see just how good this guy really is. Truly, he is the only one that has ever reached the kind of level he's at, including Sulky. So, you know, and obviously he's not perfect either. Like, I don't want to sell that. He's better than everyone, but like there are things that he can definitely improve as well, and he continues to. But much less than everybody else. So, we're on Knockout right now, and, you know, Knockout, I actually kind of like it for Terran versus Zerg. You know, I think if you mine out the minerals everywhere you go, it makes it a little bit hard for Zerg to get those additional expansions up, because it just makes a wide area that's a wide ramp that's easier to run up and things like that. But Flash in general hasn't been going SK Terran almost at all. Like, he has a few Valkyrie builds that he's been doing, but I haven't seen him go Marine Medic Science Vessel really at all lately. He's really been doing more like transitions into mech. Like, even like, for instance, if he opens up Marine Medic Science Vessel, he won't stay on it and get like 3/3 upgrades and 8 vessels and stuff, right? Like, he'll get maybe up to 1/1 upgrades and go into mass mech and just try to take the whole map and keep pressure on. So Flash right now not really interested in playing longer macro games, which makes sense because it's very hard to break Hive Zerg right now. No one's really come up with a foolproof way to do it. It's become incredibly difficult. That's a big part of why Sulky has been so dominant, is because he is the best at playing that Hive Zerg against Terran, and in fact, even getting there against Terran. There's been almost no wins over him. You got to kind of figure out some sort of timing attack that he's not expecting, like what we saw from Barracks in the previous ASL season. So Flash right now is putting some pressure on, but this is not doing that much. Like, it looks scarier, I think, than it is. Here come the Lings, and Flash is going to end up losing, like, maybe 2 Marines. But, you know, he forced, what, 6 Lings out of DDasik. This cost him 25 minerals. He did lose an SCV, right? No, he didn't. Actually, it got home. It's right there. Okay, so he didn't lose that SCV, but, you know, he had to cancel this, and... Did he really not get one? Oh, no, he is going to get one. There it is. Okay, that makes sense. So going to lose just a couple of units. Looks like that Ling had a kill as well. Not the end of the world here for Flash. And, oh, this is kind of... Oh, okay, I was going to say, that looked kind of weird. This would be like a very, 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 very late engineering bay, if that's what he was going for. So I would say, looking at this, I actually put DDasik slightly ahead of Flash here. Flash's build is pretty weak. You know, he tried to put that pressure on with the bunker. A lot of Zergs play pretty greedy in the early game, and you can do things like just send a few Marines. But I think he overcommitted to that slightly. I think just kind of faking it, just like going through the motions and just turning around, does 90% of it for like 10% the cost. So I'm not a big fan of what we just saw there from Flash, and it's turned into a 1-Rax Academy build, with the Academy coming out around 4 minutes, which is pretty late for a 1-Rax Academy build. So it's like, again, it's not the end of the world for Flash, but it's not like a fantastic build either. You see that he's going up to 3 barracks before his engineering bay. This has been used a little bit more often lately in the Korean scene. It lets you put on some decent mid-game pressure. A little bit quicker than any +1 rush will do it. So we'll see how he handles with that. Spire is almost done. Third base going to be over here in the bottom right in the natural. So that is very, very far from Flash right now. So it looks to me like the next phase of this game is going to primarily be the balance that DDasik tries for between harassing with the Mutalisks and keeping the Bioforce back, because Flash is absolutely going to stand pretty forward. Like, this will probably be his general area that he's standing, and he's going to be trying to kind of like walk back and forth, reinforce, and push, and keep the Mutas out of his base in that way. Single creep colony on the way. That's kind of interesting. Missile turrets being made at the moment. 3 racks is up. +1 hasn't started yet, but probably should pretty soon. A couple additional missile turrets going to get added in here as well. The Mutalisks flying up, and, this is just 4, so this is not scary at all. Flash sitting here on 12 Marine, 3 Medic as the Mutas get here. And you can see DDasik is adding these creep colonies. By the way, when I mention about the Flash's opening build, I actually want to be a little bit more specific, but hold on. 7 Mutas coming in. 7 is a great number to really start the harassment on, since you can one-shot those SCVs. And DDasik going to take out this turret. This one's going to burn down if Flash doesn't repair it pretty quickly. And this is all free up here. Look at this. What is this? A lot of SCVs. 4 or 5 already going down. Yeah, this is actually a lot of damage. I think he should get out of here now. He did lose a Mutalisk, so it's going to become a lot weaker. Yeah, loses another one as well. But that was really good. 23 SCVs. That's like some pretty critical damage to Flash. His economy looks like garbage right now. Like, you really need mid-30s to support everything that Flash has right now, production-wise. So this is very tough. DDasik doing a very good job with that. So I did want to mention about the what Flash's build did well and didn't do well, and like, well, hold on, the Muta's flying again as I'm talking about that. So he's actually killing quite a bit. This is a huge amount of damage. And he's going for Queen's Nest behind this. DDasik, I don't believe, has a Hydralisk Den yet, so this is the only thing that might be a little bit dangerous for him, is if Flash gets up to a critical mass that can actually move out. Okay, so, he's made these 3 now, but a lot of early game TVZ, what you're looking for is to force creep colonies as early as possible, but these were made after the Mutalisks. So, if, like, for instance, if you do, like, a 2 racks academy and you walk out, generally you can force 2 Sunkens. And that will slow down the speed with which they can get up to these higher Mutalisk counts, which slows down the harassment that we've just seen. So it all kind of like plays off of each other later into the game. So yeah, just something to note there, right? Because he's already taken a lot of damage. He's actually still, like, this is how many SCVs you should have at like 5 minutes. We're at 8 minutes, 30 seconds. So not looking hot for Flash right now. He is trying to tech up still. He is trying to put some pressure on. His micro is going to have to be really superb here because he's only got 12 Marines and 4 Medics, and the Mutas can absolutely beat that. Both sides are about to get that +1 attack as well. DDasik making a couple of sunks. Looks like he does have the Hydralisk Den down here and getting that Lurker upgrade as well. So looking pretty good. Flash maybe gonna go for a siege tank push. He has the add-on, but isn't really utilizing it. And that part of that is definitely because his economy has been so badly hurt. Like, I think he has it as an idea, but I don't think we'll really end up seeing it. Vulture speed. Okay, so he is preparing that transition back into Mech, or into Mech for the first time here. Now, the Mutas just took out this Bioforce. Not a huge surprise. Like I said, that group of Mutas should have been able to take that out without too much problem. Vessels being made. I don't see a Radiate yet. And Vulture speed. So when you see the Vulture speed upgrade, generally that's going to be Flash getting ready for that mech switch I've been talking about. And notice how he's getting +1 armor, because if you're going to do a mech switch, you don't get +2 attack. There's no point. You just kind of finish up the 1/1. It's pretty cheap. It's pretty fast. And it'll allow your Marines to keep some pretty decent value through the mid game. So Defiler Mound is up, Consume on the way. Greater Spire. That's really kind of cool. We've seen more Greater Spires lately in this matchup in non-dedicated Guardian Rush builds. Now, so there are some players like Zealot, for instance, is amazing at Guardian Rush. Like, he can kill anyone with a Guardian Rush. But that's kind of like it is a little bit fringe for the matchup. Like, a decent amount of people do it on ladder and everything, but it's not utilized a huge amount in pro play. But Guardians as a tool have become more and more popular, whether that is to harass something like this. Basically, anytime your opponent goes 1 starport instead of 2, Guardians become really, really strong because they don't have enough anti-air to really deal with it. Now, the Mutas come in, they destroy these turrets really quickly. I have to imagine that he has Irradiate now, so... But yeah, like, look at this situation. He went into Vultures, he didn't really have the money for a tank push, but that means he's got like 1 to 2 vessels. And with 1 to 2 vessels, it's really hard to clear the Guardians with any good speed. Okay, he actually irradiates the Cocoon. I did not expect that, because, yeah, you can do exactly what we just saw DDasik do. Couple random lurkers out of the middle, stop some of the mines. All right, trying to run in with these Vultures. Only gets 1 in, but that'll be a little bit annoying. He can get a little bit of scouting done, I guess. And here come those Guardians that are going to be incredibly annoying. A Wraith even having to be made here by Flash. But the Wraith could be picked off pretty easily as well. Just to put that out there. Vessel giving a bit of vision. This one going to have a Radiate in a moment. So he might do like something like a Radiate and utilize the Wraith to kill this one. But as you can see, it's a very tough position for Flash right now. Trying to get a new base, but it is a mineral base. That's actually okay because he should be producing mostly Vultures and trying to get his factory count up a little bit, as well as a 4th base, which will probably be here. Looking over at DDasik's base. Okay, so he's got a couple additional macro hatcheries. Yeah, Carapace on the way. Getting up the 4th, as well as a macro hatchery there. I don't think he's under any danger. Like, I really, really favor DDasik in this game. So this Guardian is still being so annoying. Look at this, 10 kills. This is what I'm talking about. The Guardians as a tool is such a good addition to the Zerg's arsenal against Terran. Like those Mutalisks, they are still useful after Science Vessels are out, like to help block drops and stuff, but not for a lot else. That is funny. See, their Radiates are not even being any good here. So 3rd base is up for Flash. DDasik actually he's playing like really well. Look at all the macro hatcheries he's making. He's just getting his economy really rolling, his macro really rolling here. And he's just buying time with these. These don't even really matter. Just the fact that Flash is having to sit here and deal with these and spend a little bit of spells, a little bit of money and production time to get rid of them is all really DDasik needs here. Because if he just keeps Flash back a little bit, the game is going to go to him very quickly. You can notice that there's only a few mines out. Most Flash mech switch games, right now, Flash would have this base up in mining, and he'd have mines everywhere. But this game, DDasik has really kept him on the back foot. The Guardian's definitely a part of that, and of course, that early game opener I was talking about. Now, Flash runs by, finding a decent area for damage. Right now, DDasik is in a heavy droning phase, so he was just making a ton of economy, and Flash is punishing him for that right now. Gets those Vultures by, gets a little bit of damage here, getting basically all the drones in this bottom right 4th base. GG is called from Flash. Okay, so I would say not the best Flash game. He does utilize the ladder primarily for testing. He's not like laddering to get a high score or something, but he tests a lot of things. So I do want to jump back. Like, let's jump back to about here, okay? So here's that bunker push. This was depot into barracks. This was not an 8 barracks, okay? See? Okay, so let's jump up a little bit. So this is not an uncommon play for pro gamers to try to put pressure on like this. because so many Zergs try to just skimp completely on the drones, and you really want to make sure that they don't, unless you yourself have also optimized heavily, like command center first, or well, even there you'd want to you'd want them to be making some links because you're going to be safe. But anyways, let's just take a quick look at this, right? So he gets up here. He did save that SCV, as you can see. He's putting some pressure. So this is like a little bit of lost mining time, and he forced 6 lings and cancels this, okay? So DDasik held it just completely perfectly. Gets 2 lings. Flash is feeling like he has to overproduce Marines here. So this portion of a Terran vs. Zerg opener is very, very, very tight on minerals and timings. So basically, he made 2 Marines that ended up dying. He lost 25 minerals here, and 6 lings were made and acted like they were going to attack. So notice how he's making additional Marines. So in a very standard Terran vs. Zerg opener, like let's say you want to go 2-Rax Academy to force the 2 Sunkens before Mutalisks, you'll make 2 to 4 Marines only before this command center is done. So this is Marine number 6 that's being made, which means he has to add a 3rd depot, which slows down the gas, which slows down the academy, which slows down the additional barracks. So like a lot of people will go like 2 Marines, additional barracks, gas academy, Marines out of the first barracks while this finishes up, this finishes, and then full production everywhere, right? This wasn't something he was able to do. I'm trying to show right now how this echoes throughout the game, okay? So we'll speed this up a little bit. There's the additional barracks, and then he's going to make another one. Okay, this is a build. It's a legitimate build. Now, normally, again, with the 2-Rax Academy, you'd be able to move out with this much stuff like 12 seconds ago, and that's what forces the Sunkens, which reduces the minerals that Zerg has, which makes it harder to make the mutas as quickly. So watch. Notice how he's not really able to move out. It's a little bit late for that. And the mutas already were started. Look at how he already has 7 in production as he gets his creep colony going. So if you can force 2, it's going to be like 5 coming out. And it's going to just slow the speed with which they can harass you. So DDasik's like first couple move-ins with the mutas were very, very good. Not this right here, this second, but hold on. Watch how quickly he gets this. All right, 6, and there's the 7. So this is a quick 7 mutas. And again, a lot of the builds Terran has are to slow that slightly by forcing these more quickly. So this is where Flash starts to lose control. 31 SCVs here. It's okay. Watch the SCV count. So we are on 31 when this started. He went up to 32. Lost mining time as well. So he killed like more than 10 SCVs overall. That's a lot of damage. And that brings all the Marines and medics back into the base. So he's not putting any pressure on out here. He can't put any pressure on this base. So looking at this just very analytically, we can say that this bunker thing was not plus EV, to use some poker terms. Okay? Anyways, I thought that this would be a good little thing to analyze at the end of this game to show how this got completely out of control, and Flash's game looked like one of mine. There's a lot of little intricacies on how many units you have, how you apply pressure, how you slow things so that you can skimp on your own turrets and not take damage and that type of thing. And I think DDasik just dealt with what Flash was putting out there very, very well. Anyways, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this very deep dive into this very unimpressive game from Flash, but a good game from DDasik. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.